My name's Kane Hensley, and this is my Module 15 case study for AEP 858 Data Analysis and Assessment. Problem identification and analysis. What do we know? We are working with Truman Elementary School. Their issue is their reading test scores have declined, and we also know that their math scores have increased during the same time period. Parents are becoming upset about their lower reading test scores. They've gone to their parent-teacher organization and started filing complaints with them. There is a grant opportunity made by the state to support the implementation of research-based reading program in our school if we would like to take advantage of it. The district reading supervisor has been asked to visit classrooms and provide feedback to the administration about what can be done and how things can be improved. What do you need to know? How many of these staff members at Truman Elementary School are highly qualified? What additional support is being provided to our ELL students? What percentage of these students are on IEPs, and how are we helping them, and what are we doing for them? What is the poverty level of these students? When was the last time the reading curriculum was reviewed? What professional development and other resources have been provided to our teachers for their improvement? Identify the problem. One problem is no spelling work. These students do not have any spelling tests and do not do almost virtually nothing with spelling. How much time is spent on our English language arts classes? We should probably add some more time for those class periods. Reading strategies have not been improved for many years. What can we do to improve those? And the state standards that have been set for reading have not been followed or even been close to being met. Proposed plan of action. Step number 1. As a principal, I would address this issue with the superintendent and notify him or her of the issues at hand. I would also collaborate with him or her a plan of action of what we should do next. I would present to him or her the data from reading test scores and the recommendations made by our reading supervisor. Next, we would have to start aligning our curriculum to meet the standards for improving our student test scores. Step number 2. As a district, we could form a curriculum committee that would be in charge of aligning our curriculum with the state standards. This committee could include our reading supervisor. The committee and I would evaluate the reading data and show them how important it is that we realign the curriculum to meet state standards. Then I can notify them of the grant opportunity that we have received from the state for a research-based program that we should probably take advantage of. Step number 3. As an administrator, I would meet with my building teachers. I would show them the data and notify them of the changes we are putting in place to support them and increase our students' reading scores. I would use recommendations from the reading specialists and our newly created curriculum committee, as long as from our superintendent. Step number 4. The reading specialist, curriculum committee, and I would begin working on applying for the grant provided by the state to help us fund these changes in professional development and other improvements that we need to make. Step number 5. As an administrator, I must finally develop a professional development program for our staff to continually improve on English language arts and reading. I must also provide my staff with more resources regarding the reading programs. And lastly, I would meet with the PTO and go over our plan of action to improve our reading scores. Promoting the success of students. What is best for the students? Obviously, increasing professional development for our teaching staff will help our staff to become more competent in teaching English language arts and reading, so that would benefit our students. Implementation of a new curriculum that has a proven track record of success. And then we could increase our time spent on reading and in the English language arts classroom. Some data and some facts. 5% of students are ELL. 15% of students qualify for free and reduced lunch. Our math scores have increased during this time period, and we just need to figure out why reading scores have gone down. A grant will be used to improve reading development and professional development, and resources will be provided and required for the staff regarding reading improvement. The staff must participate in this professional development and use the resources made available to them. Debriefing the problem. Thinking. As the principal, after accessing the data and being approached by the PTO, I immediately felt the need to start a plan of action and designate additional resources to solve the issues at hand. What can I do to help my staff and my students for both of them to improve in the reading and English language arts department? My feeling is that reading is one of the most important subjects within a school. Reading obviously is a lifelong skill. I felt our current reading scores were not up to par, so I created a plan of action to improve classroom instruction and to help improve the reading scores. My values. What I value the most is the success of our students inside the classroom and outside the school once they graduate, so that they are successful human beings. By realigning the curriculum, providing extra resources, the enhanced professional development opportunities for staff, and the help of the state's grant to increase funding for improvements will show we are taking the steps necessary to improve. Some unresolved issues. The first issue that we may have is that we may not see immediate improvement on the next year's scores. This is a process, and it will take some time to incorporate. We may not see success for a year, 2 years or more. Secondly, if staff members are reluctant to change, it may be time to possibly make some changes within the school staff. Hopefully all the staff members buy in and no changes will be needed. Okay, standard number 8, which is the standard that we have to go over and we're reviewing. Standard number 8 is effective educational leaders engage families and the community in meaningful, reciprocal, and mutually beneficial ways to promote each student's academic success and well-being. Engaging the community and the families, going along with standard number 8. The first thing, the community and the family, I will have a community/family meeting to discuss our plan of action. I will educate parents on how they can help. Maybe possibly give them some things that they can do at home with their students to help the school out. And obviously I will work and communicate with the parent-teacher organization so that they can relay information to the parents with concerns. And I will give them the same information that I have provided my staff. Using the data to communicate, I will identify the students that struggle and provide additional support to them. Maybe offer them some remedial classes or offer them more time in the reading classroom. I can compare data to the surrounding schools. How are other schools doing in reading in their reading test scores? Maybe we can collaborate with them and find out if they have good scores. We can get some of their ideas that they use. And then I will use the data to show that new curriculum that we are incorporating has been proven to work in other places and has a proven track record. Using outside decision makers to influence and improve instruction. First thing, I will gain support and the help of writing the grant. Maybe somebody around town is an author or a good writer or something, and we can use them when we apply for the grant to look over or proofread our final product before we send it to the state and hopefully get approved. We can send the community a survey on the perceptions of our reading program. Maybe the alumni, what are their thoughts on how we taught reading and such as that. Maybe parents can also do that too. And then obviously you have to keep positive communication between the community and the school. So always keep things positive. And that is my case study for AEP 858, Data Analysis and Assessment.